Galaxy Bunny here. Today's video is on the review of Dragon Ball Super Broly. So let's get on with it, okay? The synopsis is actually about a Saiyan who was said to be the legendary Super Saiyan. Of course, among them, it's just a speculation, but as a result, both Frieza and King Vegeta felt threatened by this child. But most of you can guess, King Vegeta pretty much exiled this poor baby into a distant planet full of huge killer insects. And Frieza, who happens to be like some sort of emperor or something, who outranks like the king in the movie, pretty much wiped out the entire race because of this reason. So Broly pretty much grew up eating and surviving on that planet, and years later Frieza's henchman comes and rescues them without even knowing who they are or anything like that. I mean, they had an idea that they were both Saiyans. So they bring them up to Frieza, and Frieza pretty much uses them to fight against Goku and Vegeta. And that's pretty much the synopsis of the movie. Now, I just want to tell you guys briefly about the differences between the original Broly movies and the most recent one. And first of all, the most important detail is that Broly in this movie is around Vegeta's age. And as most of you may or may not know, Broly is about Vegeta's age in this movie. Whereas the original, Broly is actually Goku's age. Why do I say that's important? Well, because in the original, since Broly and Goku were crib mates, their cribs were like literally right next to each other in their like little incubator room or whatever you want to call it. So every time Goku cries in his little crib triggers Broly to cry as well, and I guess that must have had given him PTSD. So every time he sees Goku, it kind of triggers him to go into like this rage mode. So that's why I say it's very important. That's an important detail. Also, their personalities are quite different. This new Broly is actually like the very peaceful and quiet type. He just wants to be like, I guess he just wants to have like a normal life, because in this new movie, he actually befriends like this giant creature. To me, that says a lot about a person, because they kind of portray him as like, you know, just a person that just wants to enjoy his childhood, because the only friend that he had on that planet was that creature, and his dad did not let him because he wanted his son to be a warrior so that he can take revenge on King Vegeta, since he did exile them into a distant planet. The clothing are kind of different from each other. This one I feel is like very conservative, a little bit more conservative than the original one, because he was pretty much like shirtless. It's ultimately kind of the same. He has like this giant like cloth on his lower body. So yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of at this moment what the differences are. Now, going into my likes. I like how they briefly went over the history of Bardock really quick. Like, they didn't really give out too much details about like why he felt that Frieza was plotting against the Saiyan race. He pretty much just said, oh, I have a feeling that he's going to plot something against us. But I feel like there's much more than that, than just the feeling. So I like that a lot. So I guess that little story of Bardock is kind of true. So that's really cool. I also liked how Gogeta is now canon, because like Gogeta is also a pretty badass character. But in my personal opinion, of course, Vegito is much cooler compared to him, but that's just my opinion, so I'll just leave it there. I really like how Broly is a good guy in this movie. I feel that not every single strong opponent should be a bad guy. I really like how they changed that. I really like that a lot, that he's actually a good guy, like he's a decent human being. He was just raised to be a warrior. My dislike, that the movie could have ended differently. I really didn't like how they ended with like Goku coming over to their planet. I feel that, you know how like Goku was sparring against Oob, and I wanted that same thing to happen in this movie. With that being said, I really wouldn't be surprised that because of how he was raised, I feel that because he was raised, he's just gonna want to live a very peaceful life and he's not gonna want to fight, and that's going to cause him to stop appearing in later episodes or movies in the future. The rating, I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. The movie was overall really good. I liked the animation, I liked everything, but like I said, I don't like the ending of the movie. With that being said, I'll let you guys go. I hope you guys have a nice day or night, wherever you guys may be from, and goodbye.